A very good morning to the respected lecturers. Today, I'm going to explain about my codings on Hackaton 2 assignment. My project name on this assignment is Random Characters Word Guess. So, this is the main menu for the game. You key in Y, enter. Okay, and this is the rules and regulations. Random characters are given in each level. Players have to guess a word from the characters given. So the longer the words, the higher the marks. Each player has 3 attempts. Player with higher marks will win the game. All comments should be entered in capital letters. This is important. So I agree to the rules and regulations. True. So what if I say no? So they say press T to accept the rules and regulations. So I must press T. So T, true. Okay, so the next step, you have to choose your character. So what if we enter other things? Cannot choose others, so we press D. And then for player 2, what if we choose Dorabot again? Oh, they say the character is chosen by player 1. So you can only choose the remaining characters, which is E. E will stick. Okay, start. So level 1, we have 6 alphabets. And the first player is Dorabot. So we can just key in a word that use these alphabets. For example, we key in fat. Your answer is correct, and we have 3 alphabets, so plus 3 marks. And then until E will stick, then we key in fate. So what if we key in wrong answer? For example, TAF. Your answer is incorrect, minus 1 marks. And then what if we key in the answer used before? For example, fat. They say, oops, the answer is used, so minus 1 mark. So we will just play the game, take turn. Okay, until both players use all their remaining attempts, then we have level 2 here. Level 2 have 5 alphabets. So same, we will try to play level 2 with the same way. Okay, so we use both attempts, and then we'll come to level 3, which has 4 alphabets. Then we continue playing. Okay, so after 3 levels completed, we'll get the game results. And then it will show Dorabot won, since Dorabot has higher marks than Evil Stick. So this is the game. So what about the program? So this is the program. In the main, we include all the other header files. So let's see the main. Okay, so first, we create an array of objects for linked list to store all correct answers for each question. Since we have 3 questions, so we have an array of objects with subscript 3. And the type is string type because the answer is in string type. And then we input all the answers from input file into the linked list. So first, we open the file, which is called input.txt. And then we create a temporary variable string to store the answer. So for the first question, since we have 21 answers, we input the files by using getLine into temp, and then we save the temp into the answer with subscript 0 for the first question. And then for the second question, we have 14 answers. So it's the same. And for the last question, which is question 3, we have 8 answers. So let's have a look at the append node function. Go to linked list, and we have a class for nodes in linked list, and we have the class for linked list. First, we declare a pointer, node pointer, to traverse the list. We call the constructor, and then we create a new node. So if the list is empty, then the head is equal to new node. Else, we will find the end of the new node at the end of the list. The count is the number of nodes in the linked list. So every time when we append node, we will plus 1 to the count. Okay, so back to the main. We have to display the menu for interface design. So we have a class called menu, and we declare an object, then we print the menu. Let's see. So basically, this is the main menu, the user interface. And then we have input validation for the flag 1, and then rules and regulations. Then we see in rules. So this is input validation for the rules. And then we prompt. So input validation for the selection of characters. So after we print the menu, we create an object for questions. So we have a class called questions, and then we create an object called queue. So after we create an object, we print question 1, and then we get a queue.run answer. This answer is array for linked list, and then this 3 is the size, and then this 1 is question, number of questions. Since we are running question 1, so it's 1. So let's see the questions. So first, we declare an object called stack to store the correct answers used by both players. So while both players still have attempts, so if player 1 still has attempt, then we prompt the user to key in the answer. Then we go search the stack. We'll talk about this search function later. So if we found answer in this stack, and since mark cannot be lesser than 0, we only deduct marks if the marks is more than 0. So else, if the answer is not answered before, then we check whether it's correct or not. So we go search the linked list. If answer question -1, which is the answer with subscript 0, and then we search the answer. If we got the answer in the linked list, so we add the marks based on the length of the answer. Then we save the answer into the stack. We'll also talk about push later. Else, if the answer is incorrect, then we minus 1 mark. Same for the second player. The while will loop until both players have no attempts. After we exit the while, we have to reset the attempt for next questions, and then we clear the stack for these questions. So we will have a look at the stacks functions. So we have a class for elements in the stack, and we have a class for the stacks. So for push, we want to add new elements into the stack, and we save the data into the new node. And then if the list is empty, then top equals to new node else, and the new node will become the new top. Then we have to +1 every time we call the push. So after the push, we will have the search function. So we have a boolean which is found. First we want to use the str copy to copy the string into the char array. So we copy the data into the C1. If the list is empty, then we straight away return false. Else, if the node haven't reached the end yet and we haven't found the data yet, then we'll create a temporary variable to store the content of the node pointer. Then we declare a char array C2. Then we copy the temp into the C2. So we compare the both char array. If strcmp C1 is equal to C2, then we return found equals to true. Else, node pointer equal to node pointer points to next, which we will loop this while until either we found the data or we reach the end. So at last, we return found. So the third function is the clear function. We'll want to clear the whole stack. So this is the stack. So back to main. So same for the question 2, we print question 2. And then we run the question 2. So at here, it's the same, but this is 2. So we'll print the question 3. Have the run answer, but this time with question 3. So at last, we have the get results. And then if mark 1 is greater than mark 2, then the winner is Dorabot, else the winner is evil stick. Okay, so that's the explanation for my program. Thank you.